Hello and welcome to the Bridetender podcast. I'm your host, Esty Gordon, and I'm here to tend to the brides like I tend to the bar. So mix yourself a cocktail and let's get ready to discuss all things weddings. So today, I know I normally, bring somebody on. I have different vendors, whatnot. We talk about, ways to plan your wedding, ways to save money, vendors to use, floral design, and any kind of trend really in the industry. But something that I really feel like hits home, and it's something that so many people should think about when it comes to planning their wedding, is all the personal touches that are really important for your day. So a lot of that is, you know, ingrained in everything that you plan. But with planning a wedding and going forth with picking your bridesmaids, picking your wedding dress, picking your venue, picking your florist, picking anything to be done on a wedding, I think when you do things that are personalized to you and not a cookie cutter wedding, you saw your friend got married, you want to do it exactly like them. This can give you kind of an outlet to really think about the things that will make the day specific to you and your fiance and make everybody be like, oh, this is so them on their wedding day. And I think a lot of people like a lot of the trends that are going on. So I wanted to talk about a few of them and also kind of give some input on where you can get these things. And if for any reason you can't fit it into your budget, how you can still do these things, but maybe while lessening how much you spend on it. Because shopping around for things is really the way that you're going to be able to kind of plan your wedding while sticking to your budget. So I have a few ideas in mind that I think could be really great for people to kind of think about as they're getting started in their wedding planning. So something that I really, really wanted to talk about because I think it is so trendy. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. I think it's here to stay, and it's something that is so cool that you can also use afterwards, which is really, really important. There's a lot of things for weddings that we buy and we don't have use for again, and we try to sell it, or maybe we just have it around, or sometimes we get rid of it, and it kind of sucks to like not be able to, how to say, like, have your money where you can see it. I don't know, that's just my practical mind talking, but it's the truth. So one of the things that's really trending among weddings right now are the custom signs that you can do for a backdrop. Backdrops are no longer just photo booth areas with like a shimmery backdrop and you stand in front of it, or even a flower wall. I mean, I love the flower walls, but I also think that there is just room to enhance that while not necessarily having to do a flower wall. You can do something else. You can do moss greenery. You can do some sort of lattice behind you. You can do a gate. It could be a gate. It doesn't necessarily have to be flowers. So this is just to give you some ideas that maybe would work better for you as a couple for your wedding day. But the custom signs, the neon light up signs, those are so trendy. And the amazing thing about them is that you can use those after. You can have one made with, yours and your fiance's last name, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, or the so-and-so, like the Smiths, the Gordons, something like that, and have that hang in your apartment after or your house after. And it's just a really, really cool novelty thing to own. And they kind of range somewhere between $300 and $800 for the piece, depending on the size that you're going to go with, the color you're going to go with, the font you're going to go with. And the beauty of all of that is that now it's something that you can truly get. When they first came out, there was only like one or two companies that did it, but now there's so many places that do it, and you can purchase it online while getting to look at the font you want, the color you want, and the size. So that's my first thing that I wanted to talk about with personalization, because I think it is so awesome that weddings and brides and grooms are able to have these kind of novelty items now that really make the wedding personalized to them and not like everybody else's. And I am just all about customization. So you're going to hear me talk a lot about that on this podcast today, but customization is something that is so easy to obtain without having to spend a fortune. Yes, the more detailed you go in with things, the more money you're going to spend. So know that off of the bat. I'm not trying to say weddings are cheap, because they're not. But I think if you give yourself the time to really shop things around, you can get what you want. So by customization, I wanted to talk about all the little things that you can do. Customize menus. You can do a customized piece that goes on the top of the cake. So if you have I know back in the day, we all have seen the movies where they have the bride and groom that stand on the top of the cake. Obviously, that's very old school. Nobody does that anymore. Nobody. But a lot of people will do either a monogram, or they will do their last name initial and have a piece like that. And you can, again, that's something you could buy on Etsy. It's something you could get on Amazon. It's something that you can maybe have made for you by there's so many crafty people, and the power of Instagram. It's amazing what Instagram can do for businesses. If you type in a hashtag on something that you want, you will find a million people who are able to do it. And of course, if you use somebody that is local to you, that is always going to save you a little bit of money, because you don't have to pay for the shipping and handling that you might have to if you order something, so to say, from out of state or out of the country. So just obviously keep that in mind. I'm somebody who really likes to shop small business, because I love to give my business to people that I have a personal relationship with. I mean, I think that's most people, so that's not really weird for me to say. But I think you see what I'm saying, is that it's good to really do your research. And also, there's so many Facebook groups and Pinterest groups and stuff like that of brides who will tell you, if you ask a question of where to buy something, or you're thinking of buying something, what have other people used? They'll send you photos, they'll send you prices. I mean, the bridal community is so tight-knit, and there's just brides out there who want to help other brides, and brides of today should really take advantage of that. So that's another thing that you should think of with, custom kind of trinket things that make your day special. You can have for such an affordable price, and by the power of the internet and pretty much any social media platform, there's somebody who is able to provide those items and those services for you to have things customized. Now, another thing is calligraphy always looks incredible. Calligraphy will never go out of style. And you can have it done. I mean, I know for a lot of you who listen to my podcast, you have heard from a very close friend of mine, Ying Lee. She does calligraphy, and it's such a statement piece at your wedding, to whether you have the place cards or you have a mirror with calligraphy, or you have, a sign walking in like, welcome to the wedding of Mr. and Mrs. whoever. And it's not a huge cost factor, so to say, for something that looks so elegant. And like I said, with custom signage, it's stuff that you're able to keep after. And it also just, it makes the look and really brings it together. And I mean, this is just me, trying to save people $1, because that's what we do here on this podcast. But if you go forward with, getting your invitations through a vendor, as well as your, thank you cards and items like that for your wedding, you might be able to strike up a deal about having them do some calligraphied items for you. I can't speak for every vendor or anything like that. I don't want anyone thinking that. But I think when you give business people, they want to continue to work with you, and you might be able to negotiate a good deal for yourself. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for invitations, and maybe you want to move forward with doing some other work with this vendor, about potentially creating that relationship to, ponder up a deal, for some more things for your day. Now, I forgot to mention this, but I'm going to go back to it for a quick second, is that the light up signs, where they are incredible, and I highly, highly recommend it. Like, if I was getting married tomorrow, I would easily have a light up sign. I just think that they look awesome for a backdrop, and it's so specific to you. Another way that you can do that kind of similar look without having to have the pricing of the light up sign. So with a light up sign, you are looking at that $400 to $800 kind of, price point. You can go with acrylic, and I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. For those of you that don't know, acrylic can be cut and look amazing. And if you know me, you know I'm a very crafty person. So I'm always spray painting things, doing things like that. You can get acrylic in any color, shiny, not shiny, sparkled, not sparkled. And you can have it cut to say something like The Smiths. And then you get little holes on the ends of the ends of the acrylic piece that says that. And you put fishing line, which is clear, through there, and you can tie it to wherever you want. The fishing wire won't be noticeable, and you will have this really, really cool sign to have at your wedding, to have for a backdrop. And that is significantly less expensive. It doesn't give you that light up factor like you might want, but by the power of DJs and lighting and everything like that, you can always get the lighting, on the floor, something like that, to light up the backdrop. So this is just to give you a little bit of an idea of, if you want that personalized touch for a backdrop idea, where you can have that without breaking the bank. A $400 to $800 price point for the light up sign is truly a good deal, because you're able to utilize it after and plug it in, and obviously it's a light within your home. But if you want that kind of look, at a more affordable cost, getting acrylic cut to what you want is an amazing option. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there too, that you don't necessarily have to do a light up sign in order to get something with your names on it for a backdrop. You can do it, out of acrylic, and it's lightweight. You can kind of choose the thickness on it, and you can have holes drilled, and you can have it hung, and florists and your catering salespeople, they all will know how to arrange this for you, should you need help that day. And of course, you don't want to be doing it yourself that day. So it's good to, hand it over to professionals who will easily know how to hang that. So here's just some ideas of things that you can do to really personalize your day when it comes to the material items. And that was some ideas I have, as well as doing, the calligraphy and like menus and whatnot. Now, on to something else to personalize your day, which is just my all-time favorite thing to talk about, is merch. You might be thinking, like, what is she talking about merch? Like, this isn't like a business transaction. No, of course not. But everybody, and I mean everybody, loves to have something to wear that says their names on it. I grew up in an era where bar and bat mitzvahs, everybody gave out a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or sweatpants. And I don't know anybody who was like, oh, no, I don't want another pair of sweatpants. Yes, of course you do. Of course you want that, because it's fun. It's fun. It's fun also for the person whose, party it is, to be able to, wear something with their name on it. Now, I'm not comparing a wedding to a bar and bat mitzvah. It's two totally separate type of events. But what I am doing is trying to show you that there's so many little custom things that we can do for brides and bridesmaids, and a lot of that starts, and we see it on Instagram and TikTok all the time, of the denim jackets or the leather jackets that say, Mrs. Smith, or, something like that on them. And it's really great because it's something fun that you can always wear. You can wear it leading up to your wedding. You can wear it on the day of your wedding. You can wear it on the day of your shower, your bridal shower, your engagement party, anything like that, while also having it as a keepsake after and just like wearing for fun. Some people do it with their monogram on it, their new monogram. Some people do, Mrs. and their new last name. Some people just like wanted to say bride on it. And that's also something that you could even pass down should you know somebody else who becomes a bride after you. And it's just a really fun way to get to enjoy this experience and have little keepsakes. So, we've seen the robes, that you get ready with. We see handbags that say, bride or say Mrs. on it. And it's so fun to carry around those items and then have them, in your closet. Should you ever want to wear it again, it's yours. Fortunately, over the next couple weeks, I have some really exciting guests coming on. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but you will be able to see some of these items and really get a feel and meet some new vendors and see what they can do for your special day. So I don't want to give anything away yet, but I'm just saying stay tuned, because it's really exciting of what is to come and things that you can purchase for your wedding day to really make it special and significant and unique to you. Now, I do want to give a little bit of some credit and whatnot to our DIY brides because one, I love a DIY project. Like, I love it. So that's first and foremost. Two, with enough time, you truly can do certain things on your own instead of having to buy it. Now, that, comes with buying materials, being handy, being crafty, wanting to learn. But with the power of YouTube and a Cricut machine, wow, you can truly go far. Now, things like that, you can use the Cricut machine. And, I'll give you like a little bit of an example is that it is sold in Michael's, it's sold on Amazon. I think you can buy it straight on the Cricut website as well. I bought mine and got like a great deal on it in the summer of 2019 on Prime Day. And now with things like Black Friday coming up and Cyber Monday, you might be able to get a really good deal on the Cricut. Now, what the Cricut does is it cuts, cardstock, it cuts vinyl, it cuts sticker vinyl. So things like that you can use to make customized items like customized tumblers, customized water bottles. You can do iron-on vinyl from the Cricut and make your own denim jean jacket or shirts. It's done for bridal parties. It's done for bachelorette weekends. Anything like that you can use the Cricut for. So for all my DIY brides who are like, I want to do that, I want to like buy these items, but I can't afford it, just know if you buy that Cricut machine, and I got mine last summer for about $160. I do believe they go for somewhere around $275 to $320, give or take. I would check it out on Black Friday and Cyber Monday for some, I'm sure to be some good deals on it, and just really like stay on top of it and go on YouTube, and you can learn how to do so many things with it. So here's another, really, really, really great option to do those personalized things for your day. Now, I wanted to also talk about like some sentimental ways to personalize your day too, because I don't think that I've really spoken about this enough. However, the more time goes on and being in this industry, I've met so many brides. So many brides, mother of the brides, mother of the grooms, grooms, fathers of the grooms, father of the bride, bridal parties, small bridal parties, big bridal parties. And, I've worked so many weddings, and I'm very fortunate, love it, as you can all tell. But something that I always say to my friends, who are brides, is that a lot of people stress over things like the bridal party and how many people and, what's appropriate and what's not. And I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but if I have this person in my wedding, I'm going to feel stressed. It is your day, and you should have beside you who really is important, and you feel like you can't stand the thought of them not being up there on your special day. For some, that might mean only having a maid of honor or a matron of honor and a best man. For others, that might mean 10 bridesmaids, 10 groomsmen on each side. Everybody is a little bit different. I've seen small bridal parties, I've seen large bridal parties. But you have to do what works for you, and you have to have the people around you who love you the most. So if you're worried about not having someone in your bridal party and what their reaction will be, it's their problem. You know, you have to do what's best for you. It's your day. And it's what's going to make you happy at the end of the day. When you look back on those pictures, you look back on that video footage, and knowing that you picked a core group of people that really just love you so much and just like want you to be so happy. So, today, I celebrated, well, okay, so this podcast is going out Monday. Today is Sunday. I was asked to be a bridesmaid by one of my very, very good friends, and she put together this really nice brunch, and it was beautiful. And honestly, I can't wait for her day. And it was really nice. And she did handwritten notes to everybody, letting them know like why it's important to her to have, each of us stand next to her on that day. And I mean, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. You should want the people standing by you to want to stand by you so badly on your day. So just, if you're struggling with this, and I see this with a lot of brides and grooms actually, if you're struggling, you have to do what's true to you, and everything always works out in the end. So that's first and foremost. Other things to make things personal for you is kind of going with those traditions of like something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Not everybody does it, and of course it's just your own taste. But I've seen a lot of people who, they'll wear, like sapphire earrings, and that's their something blue, or they'll wear blue heels because that's their something blue. But I've also seen where like brides have had, something blue sewn into their dress that was like their late father's tie or something like that, and that's your something old and your something blue tied into one. And that's so meaningful. I've seen people who walk down the aisle and they carry their bouquet and they have like a photo of their late grandmother on there. And that's so special because, you want to feel like someone who's gone, who you loved, is still very much part of your day and looking down and watching down on you. So just giving you guys some ideas to keep in mind. Of course, you don't have to do things like that, but it kind of gives you, that option of really making things true to who you are, who you and your fiance are, and giving it that special touch that would only be at your wedding. So just some ideas to keep in mind. I'm all about making things really personal because your wedding is one day of your life. Hopefully, that is. But, I'm just saying, don't hate the messenger. We all believe and hope that it's one day of your life, and you want to do things that are special for you so that your wedding planning process, it shouldn't be stressful. It should really be an extremely fun time for you. And by doing things that are personalized to you, and I see this with a lot of brides too, is when you have those material items that are personal, it makes it kind of like fun. And when you have those emotional things that are personal, it makes things special. And there's nothing better than your wedding being fun and special for you. So that is that for today's episode. You can look forward to some really exciting things happening over the next couple weeks. that I will be posting about and showing and meeting with other people. And I'm really, really excited. It's been a great journey so far doing this podcast, now doing this YouTube show. We're going to get the lighting down eventually, but we're not there yet. And if you guys ever have any questions, or you want me to address anything, or you want to hear from certain kinds of vendors that you believe will help you out in your own planning process, I'm so happy to hear what you think, as well as reach out to certain people that you think would be best to come on that, can answer some of your questions. Thank you so much for tuning in. This podcast goes live every Monday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and now YouTube. So if you don't want to listen to it and you want to watch yours truly, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, feel free to give us a review, a 5-star review that is, on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Let everybody know, what you think of the podcast. And, every single Monday, I'm coming to you with new material, new vendors, and ready to discuss all things weddings. You can follow me and all my Instagram stories at sd.gordon on Instagram. And of course, make sure to follow the Bridetender for all fun facts on the wedding industry, ways to save money on your special day, and hiring the best in the business to execute your day smoothly. Until next week, mix yourself a cocktail, slide into my DMs with questions you want answered on all things weddings. Stay sane, stay healthy, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.